Welcome to 2020. Happy New Year. And I hope it's a prosperous one. But more so, I hope 2020 puts in your mind the idea of seeing clearly your future retirement and seeing clearly whether your plan is going to get you there. I'm going to give a few tips over the next few weeks about kind of New Year's resolutions. And I want to make sure that if you're going to make New Year's resolutions, make sure you remember the one that has to do with your finances and your future and your lifestyle that you can manage to live. So financially, I just want to talk about three things. Before I talk about those three things today, I want to make sure that when you set goals or financial resolutions, be realistic, but even more so, be accountable. That's what I want to focus on today. Be accountable. The first thing you need to do is be accountable to where you're spending money. Everybody has a certain income. Your income is different than your neighbor's, but everybody has a certain income. That's the money you need to live on. But you need to live within the means, which means you should spend less than you make, regardless of what you make. So the best way to start is to do a budget. Find out where you're spending your money. Find out if those expenditures are necessary, whether they're those paycheck money, those things that you need, or that playcheck money, the play money, those discretionary expenses that might be able to be curbed a little bit should you need to get on track and save a little bit more. So do your budget, track that. That's number one for a New Year's resolution that you should make. That's realistic, and that's easy, and it helps you stay accountable. Number two, do an asset liability balance sheet. If you're not really an accountant, that word might be a little bit foreign to you, but basically a balance sheet is just, add up all your assets and take away all the liabilities. In other words, all the accounts you owe, properties you own, accounts you own, properties you own, investments you own. Add that all up, and then just deduct all the liabilities of what you owe. That's going to be your net worth number. That net worth number hopefully is growing every year, so that when you retire, that net worth is going to relate to how much you can spend in retirement, since you're going to be using your net worth to live on instead of a company paycheck. Find out if you're on track. But the first thing to do is be accountable by not just making a budget and finding out where you're spending money, but also finding out where your assets are and finding out what you owe. That will give you a much more clear picture to do the last thing. And the last thing I'm going to ask you to do, or suggest that you do, is do a lifetime income plan. Yes, a lifetime income plan. How do you know if you're on track if you don't even know what your future might look like? Calculate. I use a spreadsheet, just an Excel spreadsheet. I put the columns on the left side are all my sources of income, my wife's sources of income, investment sources of income, any future sources of income. When I become old enough to retire and take Social Security, my income will change into a Social Security income, but all those columns will be on that spreadsheet. On the right half of that spreadsheet, I put my assets. I put the value of those assets, and I also put a column on the left with my income assets, or my income plan, to show that if I take income out of those assets in the future, will it be drawing those assets down, or will I be able to live on the interest from those accounts? That gives me a good idea of what my total income or spendable income after taxes will be currently, how much I have left to invest, either in my 401k plan at work, whether it's my own SEP plan because I'm self-employed, whether it be an IRA, whether it be a Roth IRA, whether it be life insurance with cash value, whether it be a rental property, investment property. That spreadsheet will give you an idea of how much you have in excess that you can spend and you can retire, or that you can spend and put away for retirement. And the last thing that it does is it tracks, the spreadsheet is a great tool because it will allow you to see what the future holds if you continue to make and put away a certain amount of money every year at a very reasonable growth rate. And then you take out an expense ratio or a spend down rate of X. You'll be able to see what your future may look like, what will be left there for your spouse or your kids. Those are three items that I think will help you be more accountable and get you on the right track so that the next Tip Tuesdays that I talk about with financial resolutions will make a little bit more sense if you can get those three things done, maybe right away. Your budget, your balance sheet, and a lifetime income spreadsheet. If you need any help on any of those, please feel free to give our office a call. We do it every day. We do it for lots of people, and we'd love to do it for you. Happy New Year. I hope it's a prosperous one. And if you need us, let us know. We're here to help.